Mastering stative verbs. Avoiding common mistakes in English. Hello, dear learners. Today, we're diving into the world of stative verbs. This topic might sound a bit complicated, but don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what stative verbs are, how to use them, and importantly, how to avoid common mistakes. Let's begin by understanding what stative verbs are. Stative verbs, unlike action verbs, describe a state or condition that does not involve action. They usually relate to thoughts, emotions, relationships, senses, states of being, and measurements. Examples include verbs like love, hate, believe, know, understand, and smell. Now, let's move on to some common mistakes made with stative verbs. One common mistake is using stative verbs in continuous tense. Remember, stative verbs indicate a state, not an ongoing action, so they're typically not used in the continuous tenses. Saying, "I'm knowing the answer," is incorrect. Instead, you should say, "I know the answer." The present perfect continuous tense is where people often make mistakes with stative verbs. As a reminder, we generally do not use stative verbs in this tense. So, "I've been loving this book" is incorrect. The correct form should be, "I've loved this book." Now, English being English, of course, there are exceptions. Some verbs can be both stative and dynamic, depending on the context. Take think, for example. In the sentence, "I think you're amazing," think is a stative verb. But in "I'm thinking about lunch," it's dynamic because it's describing a process. And that wraps up our deep dive into stative verbs. With this knowledge, you'll be able to avoid common mistakes and make your English sound more natural and fluent. Remember, language learning is a journey, and every step you take gets you closer to mastery. Keep practicing, keep learning, and I'll see you in our next video.